Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from Boone Lake in Oak Grove, Tennessee. Hope you're doing well as always, and thank you for joining me this evening on a very special, an extremely special episode. There's a plane doing something up there, and there's too much racket out here. I picked a bad location again, apologies. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 10 of this show, or whatever you want to call it. This is episode 10 that you're watching. When I started this a couple months ago, I remember having the thought during the recording process of the first episode. I didn't think that this whole thing was going to last. I didn't think it was going to be sustainable, but here we are, people. Episode 10. Now that I'm this far into this series, I think that I figured out that I actually do like making these. So I'm going to be here for a while, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies once again. Anyway, we're getting off subject. Today we're checking another place off the list that I have had on my list of places to visit for a while now, but I've not been there because A, it's extremely difficult to get to. You'll see that in this video. And B, it's not the easiest place to find because there are no roads that lead to the place. Today we're going into the woods, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to Lost Cove, North Carolina. Lost Cove is a ghost town in Yancey County, North Carolina. The town is located in the Poplar Gorge above the Nolichucky River on the Tennessee-North Carolina border. And like I said, in order to get to the place, you have to basically be an outdoorsman, like very advanced hiker type of individual. And I'm not that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm a city girl at heart. So if I were to attempt to find this place by myself, this would be the last you wouldn't be watching this video right now. I'd be a goner for sure. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I have a guest on the channel today. Our first guest on the channel. Very exciting. A fellow YouTuber, Ryan Finds Truth, is going to be tagging along with us today and basically showing us the way up there. And then once we get up there, we'll do the usual give you history about the place and talk about it and yada yada. But obviously I do want to thank Ryan for agreeing to do this. That's very nice of him. You all should definitely go and check out his channel. He makes a lot of really cool content as well. His channel link will be posted in the description, and maybe a card up here somewhere if I can figure out how to do that. I've not done that before. Go and check him out, ladies and gentlemen. He's very nice to do this. Show him some support, okay? So yeah, thank you, Ryan. And I have got to get out of this park because I think I've locked myself out of the park, so I'm gonna have to literally call the police to let me out of here. Anyway, we've got to get out of here. I've got to go home and go to sleep because we've got to wake up very early in the morning and meet Ryan at his house, and then I think it's an hour to an hour and a half to get to the place. So ladies and gentlemen, we will see you bright and early in the morning. And by the way, like this video and go and follow me on my Facebook page. I have a Facebook page now. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you bright and early in the morning. Get some sleep. We've got a long day ahead of us tomorrow. Bye.
Going into the field of searching for missing for more people. It seemed like it would be for more people because I was getting. I can't even read that. Can you read that?
I can see my camera better, I think. FS 270B?
Yes. And that's the name of the dirt road we have to go on.
You're kidding.
Nope. Look how long the dirt road is.
So that there, ladies and gentlemen, that is the trail, correct?
Is it? Yep.
That is the start of our way up to Lost Cove.
It's a long hike. I just realized I've got my magnet with me. I'm tempted to bring it. Like at 3 p.m., around 3 p.m. it starts getting worse. There's more bears. And early in the morning there will be more bear activity. This time of day is perfect. We may see some, but they'll be kind of groggy and taking their time. Maybe having a snack or something in the woods. But
so yeah, we have arrived. That's the start of the trail right there. Whatever it says right here, that's the amount of time it takes to get to the cove. We're obviously going to take probably a couple breaks here and there, but we will keep you updated on how the hike goes, and obviously we'll get to the cove, Lost Cove, and we'll give you history on the place and just kind of talk about it and show you the the remaining structures, whatever's left there.
You're gonna smell like pine trees.
So this is what now?
Anti-bug balm.
Anti-bug balm.
It smells like palm trees.
Put it
or
on
pine trees.
Neck,
A little bit on your neck,
arms.
on your arms, and then just rub it
Oh
in.
yeah, it does.
It smells good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does smell good.
And just
Yeah.
rub it into your, and back, maybe back of your neck too, because
Yeah, good call.
they'll go after the back of your head or whatever. Anything exposed. You're lucky, actually, wearing the whatever they're called. Pant
Yeah,
things. That's really smart. That should help.
yeah. Okay, I just asked Ryan, because we're getting ready to go up the trail, obviously. One of the reasons that I don't hike in general is because the thought always runs through my head, what the hell do you do if you run into a bear? So we're going to talk about that. So what the hell do you do if you run into a bear?
So if we see a bear today, 90% of the time, there's 90% chance it's going to take off. It's going to run, because they're, especially if they don't see humans that often, they're afraid of humans. So they'll run. There's always a chance. There's two things that could happen though. A territorial male, which is really rare. The other possibility, and this has happened to me, mother bear and a cub. So if we come across a mother bear and a cub, most likely she'll tree the cub. She'll send the cub right up in a tree, and I was in Smoky Mountains when that happened once. Then you just have to back away, and you have to wait for them to leave the area, because if you get too close or in between, the mother bear will not like it. But I've also heard that it's a myth that she'll automatically attack you. She may actually not. She may just wait with the cub, or actually they've taken off and left the cub in the tree to be safe up in the tree, and the mother bear may actually leave the area. So it's not dangerous. To me, the scariest possibility is an aggressive male. So to protect yourself against an aggressive male, I got a air horn. First, if you see them in the distance, blow an air horn. It's really friggin' loud. Like a mile away you can hear this thing. Most of the time they'll take off. If they don't take off and they get closer, then you've got to get your bear spray ready.
So they are not aggressive though?
Normally they're not aggressive. They're afraid of humans. And I actually hope we see one, because I want you to see how they act. No, I'm serious. I want you to see how they act in the wild. Still okay. We should be out of here by 4 or 5 o'clock before the bears start getting really active.
So how many times have you been to Lost Cove? Is it just the 2 or 3 times?
A couple times. Did you hear the train?
Is that a train?
Isn't that cool? Sounds
Where's
ghostly.
that at?
It's way over there across the hill, across this ravine, across the river. It's coming around down the ravine, down the river on this side actually. And it's like ghostly. But yeah, I've been here about a couple times.
Do you know anything about like the history of the place we're going to?
I'll be honest, I barely did any research on it. My understanding, it was either like an old either mining or lumber, or yeah, I don't know. It was a town that was settled, basically it was because it was near the railroad,
right,
for the shipping whatever they were doing. But I don't know the history, to be honest. I don't know the history of what they did there, but I do know oh, you might want to stop walking. Yeah, this is crazy here.
oh yeah,
a lot of rocks. But supposedly this place is haunted too.
Yeah, these rocks are kind of crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Do you remember how many, because originally, I mean, obviously Lost Cove was like a town, like a legitimate town at one point. I read somewhere that there were fires, I think in like 2007 or something, that burned most of it down. Do you remember how many like structures or buildings are still there?
I did hear that there were a lot of structures earlier, and there's a lot less now, but when I went, most of them were gone. There's a small shed-like building that's still standing. There's the foundation of a fireplace, like a fireplace of someone's house. And most of the schoolhouse was still there when I went like 2 years ago. I don't know what it's going to be like today. It might have collapsed, but we'll see.
Well, we are getting ready to find out, ladies and gentlemen.
You have to know which trail to take, and if you don't have all trails to tell you which trail to take, or even if you have all trails, there's no marker. So you're going to end up going the wrong way. You could end up going the wrong way, not realizing it, and that could be bad news. So it's good to have been here before, and maybe that's why people don't come here, because it's confusing, and even knowing where to get started and where to go. So yeah, it's not easy.
It's not easy, ladies and gentlemen. Brian was just talking about how we don't assume that there are probably a lot of people that hike this trail because we are getting absolutely covered by cobwebs like every 20 feet, which is very annoying to say the least. We're now, what are we, Ryan, maybe an hour, not even an hour into the trail?
Not even an hour. We're about 47 minutes in.
47 minutes in. I don't know how much longer we've got to go, but he's showing, let's see.
Oh, we're hitting almost the halfway point, actually. See, we're making good time downhill.
Yeah, we're making good time.
Yep. Well, no, I see all these zigzags in the trail. We got to go back and forth, but almost halfway. I've gotten, the worst experience I had was when I moved to Tennessee. I didn't know what chiggers, C-H-I-G-G, I didn't know what they were.
Yeah.
Okay. And I went off trail.
Those red bugs?
I don't even know what they look like. I just know, well, they make red.
We'll insert a picture of whatever that is here.
I don't know. Well, they make red bumps on your skin, and then the bump grows and gets bigger and itches for about 3 weeks after.
Not fun.
Terrible. So I came across those. First time I went off trail up a creek. Yeah, I was not having fun for like weeks after. I was itching forever, and then I learned to wear bug stuff when you go off trail in Tennessee. Like this long after I'd been there before.
Quick break. This Gator Fit, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you've had this. If you've not had this, you gotta get it. It's the best. It's 10 calories, ladies and gentlemen. 10. All right, people, we're past the halfway point now, correct? We're well past it.
Yep.
So I don't know where we're at. We're somewhere on the trail. We hear some people, and it sounds like they're honestly getting closer. But coming kind of from that direction, there's somebody else down here with us, so we may and or may not run into them. Hopefully they're nice. That's all you can hope for. You're this far in the woods. But yeah, we'll see. And you said there's something about there's a schoolhouse right down here or something?
There's a schoolhouse, yeah.
There is an early structure that we're probably going to run into before we actually get to Lost Cove, so we'll check that out as well if we run into it. And yeah, like I said, looks like we're going to run into somebody, so hopefully that goes well. We'll see.
Hey, how's it going? Hey. What are y'all doing? Just coming to check things out. Nice. But you need to know if you don't want to be on video, we do record everything. We can blur you all out. Okay.
Y'all do YouTube videos?
Yep, both of us.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So this is the schoolhouse?
This was the schoolhouse. Do you guys know?
This is the last family who moved out of here in 1957.
This was an actual house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they lived
nice.
here. I think.
The schoolhouse is still standing.
Oh, really? It might be then. I thought the schoolhouse.
You're probably right.
So those guys just said that this is the house of the last family that moved out of Lost Cove in 1957. That's when the town officially kind of came to its demise. So as you can see, pretty Ryan's got a light. Yeah, it's not, I don't think this is real safe necessarily,
No,
but
totally not safe. You're not supposed to go into structures like this, but I have seen much worse, and this one is actually not bad. See you can see not even the, whatever they call that.
yeah.
Truss. The truss they made is not in danger of collapsing or anything. So this isn't too bad.
Very cool.
But the floor is in bad shape.
Yeah. Ryan found a spider up here that looks pretty disgusting. Yeah, that's real gross.
So you guys walked along the river, the Lenore?
Yeah.
How
No,
far?
the hike up the mountain is another 3 miles or so.
Yeah.
But like the
okay.
entrance
I
to.
thought we were closer to the. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So
We crossed the North Carolina.
yeah, we
Yeah, because I took a
crossed
picture of it
the,
because it said Tennessee, North Carolina.
Right over here.
Wow.
Yeah, so we crossed state lines. I mean, technically illegally, but it's
Why is it illegal?
well, because that railroad's technically federal property.
Income more people.
More people?
At least
More.
More people.
Yeah. Guy missing out of the blue.
What's your YouTube channel?
Oh, no way.
No
Yeah.
crap.
What? That's insane.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I haven't kept up with
is so cool.
conspiracy theory stuff.
I went camping down on the Nolichucky. Me and my dad rafted in,
Yeah.
and we saw a deer swimming down the river, and then like a couple hours later, like a baby deer ran through our camp, like doing that screaming noise that they make.
Oh yeah.
And then
Oh,
it
man.
like left, but we could still hear it for like an hour, and then it like came back through our camp, and then we did not hear about it after that.
Huh.
It was weird. My dad kept trying to make me paranoid. He said he made up this little character in his head called Goat Boy. We were worried that it was like some little kid that has a goat head running through our camp.
I could run again. I could hike
Slightly
again.
crushed you, but not enough to break it.
It rolled over me.
I think this was like the tin roof of a shed or a building. You can see it's collapsed. And then there's the foundation, I believe, of the house. But there's all junk in there. I've never actually like dug through in there because I don't know, maybe there's snakes or whatever, but there's junk in there so that you may have some, potentially find some really interesting artifacts. And on the other side, there's another, I believe that might have been another cabin because you can see the remnants.
Oh wow, yeah.
Of the roof. So this is where the settlement technically starts.
So yeah, that last segment was really cool. One of those guys actually recognized Ryan. But yeah, they were super nice. Now we have just entered what appears to be there's a woodpecker somewhere. ADHD moment, sorry. It looks like we're beginning to now enter where the settlement kind of starts. This right here looks kind of wild.
The last time I didn't search as deeply. Gotten to the habit now of actually.
So the reason that this is like this, I'm out of focus again. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. The reason that this is like this, I don't think I've mentioned this yet, but there were, I think in 2007 I read, there were fires of some stature that kind of burned down what I guess most of the village or most of the town. So that's why this is like this. I assume there was obviously a house here at some point. But yeah, just looking at this just alone is real strange. Looks real weird.
Well, we were just talking about that. It's amazing. You think about the population.
All right, Ryan, how close are we now to the settlement? Do you know?
Well, that was most of the settlement.
That was most of the
Believe it or not, yeah.
Really? Okay.
The first big building that's still standing, and all the other stuff is like collapsed in the fireplace. I don't think the car's there anymore, unfortunately. Unless it was down there, but we're headed down now toward the campground or the campsite and the river and the tracks.
So at this point, are we technically in Lost Cove?
Yes, we are in Lost Cove.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to Lost Cove, North Carolina. Okay, this, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the most recognizable pieces of history that belongs to Lost Cove. This is an old Chevy that belonged to somebody by the name of Swin Miller. From what I read, this is one of the first pieces of history that you run into before you actually get to Lost Cove. I'm not sure if that's the case now or not, because Ryan said that a lot of the structures that are still left were back there. Ryan's found something else here. What is this?
So that is a glass soda bottle that got melted in the fire.
Oh, you're kidding.
The fire was hot enough to remold the glass. Crazy.
That is crazy. So yeah, here's a closer look at the old Chevy. I don't think it works anymore.
There's a dirt floor, and it looks to me like an animal enclosure, if I had to guess. Cool. Not gonna be fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, with full exhaustion, I think this is the end of the trail. As you can see, obviously the river is right there. I'm gonna find a spot down here somewhere close to the river to give you, as I promised, the history on Lost Cove and the whole thing. Yeah, anyway, my legs are like shaking from I'm just not used to the elevation. I mean, I'm fine, I feel fine, but it is quite a workout. Oh god. I'm gonna try to get, I don't like the lighting on this though. I'm gonna try to get through this segment pretty quickly. My camera battery is about to die, so if it dies, I'll just do the usual switch to my iPhone thing. Anyway, we have completed the trail. We are still officially in Lost Cove, North Carolina. Population 0. The Oxford Dictionary defines a ghost town as a deserted town with few or no remaining inhabitants. Originally, Lost Cove was supported by a plethora of industries, everything from farming to moonshining to railroading, mostly supported by logging of all things. All of that came to an end in 1957 when as you saw in that clip from earlier, the last family left town in 1957, leaving Lost Cove officially deserted. And there were really a lot of factors that went into its demise, one of them being the end of passenger railroad stops into Lost Cove. The logging industry was the reason that there was ever a stop that went into Lost Cove to begin with, and then eventually that, I mean, you know, your economy can only last so long running off moonshine, and then eventually that dissipated too. And then, yeah, last family moved out in 1957, so since 1957 it has been a extinct town. So yeah, there's your brief history lesson. There's some kayakers. One last view before we probably head out of here in just a little bit. I do want to say once again, I know I said it in the intro, but I do want to thank Ryan one more time for agreeing to do this. He was very kind to do that. Thank you, Ryan. I believe that Ryan's gonna post, he's making another video while I'm making this one, so definitely go and check that out. Like I said, go and check out his channel. Really cool content that he's doing, and watch his video of the same thing, Lost Cove. Yeah, we did it. Another one in the books. Hope that you liked episode 10. I'm gonna be doing this for quite a while, I think, ladies and gentlemen, so we'll be back with another one very, very soon, wherever I end up next. I'm going home now. Like, subscribe, comment something. Just comment something, okay? Have a great week, everybody. That's it. All right, bye.